All right, guys, Andy Elliott. This is the number one problem in the world, I believe, with businessmen. Number one, and their wives, which obviously my wife is everything. We all have wives, and when our wives are on fire, we're on fire. And when our wives are depleted and burned out, well, what happens? Well, number one, it's not, the chemistry isn't great at home.
Yeah.
When my wife doesn't have her confidence, well, number one, the kids don't look up to her and want a beer. You know, I'm not chasing her around the house. I love her to death. But like when I first met her, you know, she was in the best shape of her life. Then you go through having 3 kids, and women go through crazy stuff. I mean, they get pregnant. It's down, they get pregnant. It goes down, they get pregnant. And then a year, they're taking care of that baby that first year. They're giving everything to them. And then what happens? A lot of them end up losing their identity along the way.
Yeah.
Right? And
just look at your iPhone and look at the pictures you had with your wife before you had the kids. Look how many pictures you're taking with their confidence and them wearing what they actually want to wear, and look at pictures after they had kids. See how many pictures are mainly just of the kids and not of you and your wife or your wife herself.
That's right.
So like you can totally see like the confidence kind of going down and taking photos. Part of it's the love for the kids, but part of it's like their confidence isn't there like it used to be.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, it's because they're not who they used to be, right? I mean, obviously, us as men, if we get out of shape, right? I mean, we didn't have babies, right? We just worked long hours. We ended up making poor choices of food while we were working those long hours. We ate like crap. And then what happens is over time, we end up looking up, we're out of shape.
Yeah.
But most of the time, our wives, they're taking care of the kids. They're taking care of the home. They're taking care of us. They did have babies.
Yeah.
And then they end up and they look in the mirror, their confidence down. They end up covering up, you know, or and they end up with loose skin. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Guys, today I'm introducing Elite Plastic Surgery. They're brothers. You guys, all 3 of, there's 4 brothers, right?
Yeah.
One is the brain guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you call it a neurosurgeon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then 3 of you operate on bodies.
Yes.
90% is probably females. And I want you to understand something. These guys are the best. I've seen the mommy makeovers that these guys do. Is totally insane. And I want you to talk about some of the things that you can do, right? And for people that I know very personally that you guys have worked on, when women have babies, number one, their abdominal almost tends to separate. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they get wider.
Yeah.
Right. We know women don't want to be wide, right? They want to be smaller. They were small, and then when they have kids, it widens them up. Secondly, they get a lot of back fat. They get a lot of stomach fat. A lot of them get a lot of loose skin.
Yeah.
Right, because of that stretch of having that baby. I mean, you've seen someone pregnant, right? Like imagine if our belly did that,
Yeah.
right? And then there's liposuction on arms, legs, every little area that you can do. But a full mommy makeover, I've seen the difference between a 40-year-old having a mommy makeover, 45-year-old, 35-year-old. I mean, you can even be 30 years old. Any age, they go back to being almost 18 to 20 years old. It's totally crazy what you guys work on. And so I want to introduce you guys. They're taking care. They're in Scottsdale, Arizona. They're the best. They're taking care of people that I know all around the world. There's 3 brothers that are crushing the game. They've been doing this for 20 years.
I've been in the game for 10 years just in personal practice.
In personal practice?
Yeah.
But before that, you worked in a surgery center, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you guys have been in this for a long,
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time.
So
Yeah.
if you're considering training in med school, it's at least 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. And so talk to us a little bit about, can I say this? I have a lot of men, right, that I train. You know, I train women too, but I train mostly men. It's 90% men. And what I get is from the men. It's from the women, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The men are excited. They're making more money. When they train with me, they have more confidence. They're crushing it. They're killing it in business. They recreate their life. But the women, I hear them say, thank you for bringing my man back home. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you. I knew this man was there, and you brought him back to me. Thank you for that. So I'm guessing this is kind of reverse with you guys. The women get their confidence back. They love the way they look. Their clothes fit amazing. They get to wear what they want, right? I mean, number one, it's their life. They look amazing. They look in the mirror. They're naked. I love me, right? That affects everything. Sex life. I mean, everything gets affected by that. The way they treat other people, the way they love themselves. But I imagine the men saying, like, thank you for bringing my wife her identity back.
It's hard to tell unless you get to meet the patient's significant other. but you can just tell with like your 3-month follow-ups, 6-month follow-ups, like, oh, like I should have done this way earlier. I'm so happy with the way I look. I'm more confident, like buying new clothes. And you hear it's just like people post doing like on social media, like how happy they are. And it's like, it's also flipping a little bit, because before it used to be like taboo to say I got plastic surgery. And right now people will openly admit it, and just like you see them posting like I'm so confident now because of this, and
Yeah.
it makes such a huge difference. And like
Why wouldn't you?
and it's
Yeah.
something.
It's like getting Botox.
Yeah.
It's like saying, "Oh man, hey, you look young." Yeah,
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Botox.
Yeah.
It's like it's okay. Like it's cool, right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, you take care of yourself. I mean, we're up to 2025 now. I mean, science is a big play in a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're in a different world now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially like longevity medicine, and you being able to get the guys to change their lifestyle and, you know, work out and get muscular, their testosterone is going to go up. So, but you're at home and your testosterone's up, but your wife's confidence is down.
It don't match.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want to get in
Well
bed
said.
with them, but they don't want to get in bed with you because it's not because they don't like you, they're just not confident in themselves. So we help out with getting their confidence back, whether it's with weight loss or the mommy makeovers, to be able to get them into that situation where they want to be with you again. And like it's happened in my life where I could discuss some of that. But overall, it just like builds their confidence back.
But this
to
is
be able to wanna
exciting,
get back. Yeah.
right?
And it's totally changed my view of like my job, being able to change these people's lives.
Like I
Because
look at this as like exciting. Like people are like, oh, surgery, dude, this is freaking exciting.
yeah, because people used to be like,
Get your life
yeah,
back, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
people used to be like, oh, you
swim
got
in a
into
bathing suit at 45 when you've been swimming in a one piece.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, if you're watching this and you've been swimming in a one piece, I'm just giving an example. If your wife has, dude, she don't want to swim in a one piece.
yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely not.
like I'm just saying. And by the
Yeah.
way, there's nothing wrong with you going back. Look, you went through 3 kids, 2 kids, a kid. You know, maybe you made some bad decisions too because your husband, you know, was always grinding, and so you guys ate on the fly.
Yeah.
You like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, right? But like, now do we have to live this way out for the rest of our life? No.
And it's like just a negative feedback loop that just keeps building up, and people like just kind of put it aside. They'll spend more money on certain things, but not take care of themselves. And it, again, it's people staring at a mirror every single day. So
Yes.
this isn't something that just like, oh, some days of the week it bugs me. Like one day a month, I really look at my belly like this, or my breasts look different. It's every day, and it's the amount people spend thinking about their appearance. Like even when you go look in the mirror, it's like nobody else looks in the mirror at you or looks at you at that much time.
Yeah, because I want to see a winner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I look in the mirror, right? Like I want to be like, oh, that's a freaking winner right there, right? When a wife looks in the mirror, dude, like trust me, like you may think, oh no, she doesn't think like that. Bull crap.
Yeah.
You don't think that she thinks, hey, do my kids look up to me? Do my kids want to look like me when they get older? Are my kids proud of their mom?
Yeah.
I mean, like no one ever talks like that, but like that's the truth, you know? And so I like see so many people that like they don't get to be their children's hero because they'll spend money on everything else in this world, but they don't spend money on themselves. When really the first thing they need to do is spend more money on themselves, because I believe that number one, everybody wants to be happier.
Yeah.
And then also I believe that everybody in this world deserves to know what their dream body looks like, especially on the backside of having kids and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like having kids, it's a beautiful thing, but it's also traumatic to the females because they go through this life-changing things that, you know, and it changes their body that they can't go back to what they had before. Yeah, you see on magazines and stuff these moms that worked out through their pregnancy and they're in this ultimate shape afterwards, but that's like
It's pretty
the
rare.
It's very rare. A lot more go into like emotional eating and emotional, like these emotions and depression post having a postpartum or after having the kid that we don't see, and like to be able to help them out in that way, and like for their husbands to be there and be like, all right, you're just not feeling like yourself, and trying to get them back on their feet And, you know, there's different ways to help them out. Like my wife, like just going into her closet, like she can't fit into her shoes. She can't fit into her clothes. Like, and like she loves designs and everything, and she can't get into them. And you got to help them get back into that phase where, you know, their mental well-being's a lot better, and they'll be a lot nicer to you at home too. So
Yeah, and we talk a lot of times men don't think about this,
yeah,
right? But women think about it, but I think women feel guilty to do it.
Yep.
yeah,
You know, I'm just giving an example, you know, like, man, we could have spent this money somewhere else. Right? I mean, I'm being honest, like I've heard that, you know, well, we could have spent, you know, this money could be used somewhere else. Tell me how easy it would be for you to make more money if your sex life was on fire, if your wife's confidence was through the roof. Number one, she loves herself more, she loves the kids more, she loves you more. And people say, well, I wouldn't love anybody anymore. You have no idea. I've seen this save marriages. I've seen this save everything. And because a lot of the times women, they give everything, they sacrifice everything, and literally they'll put themselves last.
Yeah.
When a wife starts to put herself first, and when the husband gives her permission to put, hey babe, I give you permission to put yourself first.
Yeah.
I want you to. I don't want you to feel guilty. I want you to do it. Guess what? They're like, really? Yes, really?
Yep.
Yes, you're the number one most important thing to me in my life. You know, I try to please people all day long. I promise you, there's nobody more that I want to please than you.
Right.
Okay. And I need you to like who you are. I talked to this guy this weekend at an event, and I asked him a question. I said, because he just got in sales, and I said, what happens when you miss a sale? And he goes, my customers, they don't get, no. Who else pays for it when you miss a sale? And he said, my family. I said, name them. When you're not great at sales, when you can't close a deal, who pays for it? It's not your manager. You didn't hit your quota.
Yeah.
No, when you miss that, you go home, your wife believed in you, she supported you in sales. You literally go back home and you bring home a low check. And how does your wife look at you? Like you're an incompetent husband.
Yeah.
Like she's trusted you all month long in sales. And sure, she loves you, but you said sales was our way out, and here you are bringing home these small checks. When you miss a small sale, you go home. Not only does that hurt your family, it hurts your wife, it hurts your children. How does your wife look at you when you bring home small checks? How does she look at you?
My wife?
No, but like if he's taking
It's been a little while since I brought home a small check.
No,
I'm kidding,
but
but
if you're a sales guy, how does your wife
Yeah.
look at you? You know what they say? I can tell. I can see it in her eyes. Or do her eyes light up
Yeah.
when you bring home small checks, or do her eyes not light up?
No.
Okay, so my point is, what happens next after that? You pay for it in the bedroom.
yeah,
Listen, when you miss a sale, it goes all the way to the bedroom.
yeah,
People may say it don't because they're stupid and they don't understand how this works. This travels. Look, it's like this. If I zoom in a camera right now on a dot, all I can see is a dot. But when you zoom out, you start to see all these other things.
Yes.
You're like, dang, that wasn't an emblem on a steering wheel. That was a car. Wait, that was a street. Whoa, wait, that was a city. You're like, whoa, wait, that's a state. That's a country. That's a world. You start seeing big picture what's going on.
Yep.
And when someone misses a sale, there's a lot of things that pay for it. And then it goes all the way to that bedroom. And then also with that bedroom, with not having the intimacy, with not having the trust, with your wife being disappointed in you, and then you not believing in yourself. How do you go back to work that next day? It's like when a woman isn't at her best self, when she isn't proud of herself, when she gets naked in the mirror and she looks at herself and she's not proud of herself, that right there feeds in.
Yeah.
Just like that sale not being made, that confidence not being in her rolls into the bedroom. It rolls into the way she treats the kids. It rolls into the way she treats you. It rolls in the way that you go into work with confidence because of the way that your wife loves you.
Yeah.
It goes in the way that when you get home after a hard day, instead of her saying, hey, baby, I'm proud of you, she's tired and exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. And,
Dude,
and then
holy cow, man.
just
Yeah.
mentally, and then it affects you hormonally as well. And then
Yes.
like we were saying, the feedback loop, it just keeps going and going. And a lot of it's even subconscious. It's not even said, like you say, don't even have a discussion about it or bring it up.
Because it's a hard conversation. Hey, babe, you know, I think that I want you to look better. No, that's not it. Hey, babe, you freaking have slaved over our family, over our kids, me. And honestly, you haven't put yourself first in a long time because you've been putting us first.
Yep.
Okay? You're very selfless.
Yeah, if your wife's not at the top of her game, you're not going to be at the top of your game.
Period. That's what this whole thing should be called. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video. As you're listening to us talk about women like totally transforming, changing their life by getting their confidence back, right? If you got an awesome wife, you know, that's your baby, right? Happy wife, happy life. And you're like, man, dude, you know, I would love my wife has had my children. She's had my support. She's had my back. It is time to bring her back to being 20 years old again. You know, imagine, number one, what that would do for you. Imagine what that would do for the kids. Imagine the confidence that would give her to operate and run through life. Like, it's insane. I see this every day, and I see so many people that don't do this, and I see how their life rides out. Okay, and then the ones that, you know, get their wife taken care of and bring her back to her youth, I see how their life rides out. And so, where does it start? Right now, you guys, there's a link below in the description box. Okay, go down this YouTube video. There's a link below. Just fill out the information. That's it. You'll jump on a call with them, and they'll be happy to tell you what they can do, and you guys can at least start a conversation. That's it. And I promise you, your wife is worth it, and the results will be insane. Not only for you, right? Just like when you married her, you know, she was at her best. And now she's, you know, slaved over the kids. She's slaved over your life. She's supported you. She's had your babies. It's time to take care of her, okay? A lot of the times some women will say, hey, I want this, but some women won't say that they want this until the man says, hey, baby, you deserve it. I'm going to get this for you, you know, and that's it. You know, they don't want to go spend money. They don't want to go do this. A lot of times women feel guilty spending the money on themselves. The man has to say, hey, babe, you're worth it. We're going to do this. We spend money on a lot of things. Trust me, there's nothing more important than you. Okay, so where does it start? With a simple conversation right here. Go down to that link, fill that out. You guys can jump on a call with them, and you guys can take it from there. Let's get back to the video. If your wife isn't at the top of her game, the man can't be at the top of his game.
Correct.
Period. Because behind every great guy, beside every great guy, is a badass woman. Okay? And if your woman is a badass and you haven't spent the time and she's giving you children, she's giving you everything, this is a great opportunity right now. Go down to that link and you guys can fill out that information with Elite Plastic Surgery, and they will literally reach out to you. Let's talk about y'all's clinic. Let's talk about what all you guys do. Can we?
Yeah.
Just kind of share a little bit what all you guys do.
So we do mostly all cosmetics and breast reconstruction. There's some little stuff we do outside of that. But
Yeah, talk
our
about
clinic, yeah, we try to go full service. So that way, whatever's making somebody not confident, not their best self, like we can address that there. Okay. So a lot of like mommy makeovers, like longer cases, like mostly like breast, belly. You can make huge transformations of these patients. Even our breast reconstruction patients, those we're using the belly fat that we throw out during a tummy tuck and recreate breasts. So it's almost like an autologous mommy makeover. So even those patients, it's great to see. And one thing I think we do a lot different that stands out from most other clinics is our post-operative and pre-operative options for recovery. That's usually included in most of our services.
Yeah, just adding value to the post-op treatments, whether it's peptides, it's red light therapy, hyperbarics, whatever's there, like to improve the outcomes. We're at the forefront of figuring that out. But like breasts are huge, and like making them symmetric, whether we use implants, use their own tissue, whatever it is, it becomes an art. You like, you know, you look at pictures, you pregame, you look at their and make sure you're on game. Like that day, you go to draw the patient and you know what you're doing and what they want. You know, a lot of patients come to us, they're like, you know, I never wanted these large breasts, or these are way too small. And like my surgeon never listened to me, you know, sitting down, talking to them, seeing what they actually want and what they see will build their confidence. And then body, and a lot of people in town don't do like the high definition liposuction, and we make sure that we flip the patients on their stomach, liposuction their back, and then flip them back. When you're doing a tummy tuck, if you don't liposuction the back, you don't get that like snatched waist that most women look for.
Like the hourglass.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people will try to liposuction from the front, even with the bent cannulas and everything. And we have Vaser bent cannulas, and you can't get that shape. If you turn them over, takes half an hour of just liposuction of the back, and you get that butt curvature, you get that tucked in waist.
It sets the proportions just right. That's why it has a huge effect.
That's what people call the 360 lipo. It's liposuction all around, and getting the definition, getting the lines that are aesthetic to the females.
Because you could almost like put abs on a female.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can give them a six-pack. I would you can't do it at the time of a tummy tuck, but you could stage it where if someone needs that skin removal, you remove the skin first and then go back and etch out the lines, and give them better definition. You can give them decent enough definition with just a tummy tuck
like
alone.
Your lines, like you're attractive.
Your aesthetic, it's in females. It's usually 3 lines. Some
you
people
see
want
go down and you see a little V, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
You see that.
Yeah, some girls want more definition. You see what type of definition they're looking for.
It depends on the build of their body, how big boned or lean.
Yeah,
or
and
small.
skin types. Where you with some younger females, you could just do some liposuction and some skin tightening, and they'll be fine. With other people who have had kids, usually with stretch marks, you're not going to take those stretch marks away unless you take that tissue out.
And a lot of the times, though, when you guys do these tummy tucks, these stretch marks at the bottom of their stomach, when you pull that, you can usually pull that down, and then where you cut, where it ties, you can remove most of the stretch marks or all of them, right?
Most of the time.
Because most people don't, unless they stretch mark up here.
Yeah.
Stretch marks down here, you're usually pulling that.
Yeah, because
anything below the belly button can usually be removed.
Yeah.
Taken pretty low.
Yeah, because now and you're in it, dude. I have seen the craziest transformations. I'm talking like from this scale. Like, I'm disgusted. I would never wear a bathing suit, to like I'm going to be in a two-piece in 90 days.
Yeah. It's like, again, we've mentioned it,
bro, and no one will ever know.
Yeah, exactly, because no
one will ever know. Like, no one will ever know. Like, it's only for the owner of that body to have that confidence.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're thinking about what will people think about me, well, what the hell are you talking about, dude? No one's thinking about you.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah.
This is for your life. This is for your husband. This is for yourself as a mother. This is for yourself as confidence.
So going back to some home life, my wife, she didn't get handed God's gift of having large breasts, so she needed breast augmentation. And she's into designer clothes and everything, and like she'd go and try on all these clothes, and she can't wear them, or she can't buy them because she can't fit into them.
She don't like the way they fit on her.
Yeah, so like with just some small implants, she's able to gain that confidence, and and be able to wear whatever she wears. And like she had people like from my family that said stuff to her that is like, oh, your breasts are hanging out, and they were not hanging out. I'm like, now she can wear clothes that she's like comfortable in, and
she's attractive.
Looks great. Yeah. It's sorry that you're looking at her breasts, but like, she's attractive. She's a curvy girl, and like I think her breasts are beautiful, and she's not like flaunting them out there. She's not naked. She's got something beautiful on, and she looks beautiful.
She looks attractive.
So, yeah.
Hey, if you want to flaunt,
like women should
go
look.
For it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's her confidence. So stop trying to put her down. It's more jealousy than like.
Dude, that's what I say. Like, dude, listen, you always know who has your back.
Yeah.
When you go to do something, your wife, I know her. She does everything for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then she goes and does something for her.
Yeah.
And then people are like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it, man. Some people, they don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to be happy.
No.
They take. They want to take everything they can.
That's right.
Dude, the greatest gift you can give yourself, the greatest gift is to build yourself to be proud of yourself, to look like a leader, especially when you have children.
Yeah.
Listen, I always drop my kids off. Like, my kids homeschool now, but when I would drop them off to school, I remember all the other kids would be like, oh man, the buff dad, the buff dad. They weren't talking about any other dads.
Yeah.
But they were talking about me as their dad. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember being at a water park this last summer, right? Most of the men out of shape, going down slides with their kids. Every single kid that walked by me go, Dad, look at that guy. You know, I'm 45 years old. I'm shredded. By the way, I'm taking care of myself. I was once not this way, and I am this way now. Mm-hmm. My wife, I just remember, man, when she was not at her best, I remember her being insecure, wanting to wear this big cover up. Mm-hmm. She wouldn't go play with the kids, you know, like normal. And I get some people like, oh, well, that's just stupid. No. It's the way she feels about her. Mm-hmm. It's not to do with anyone else. You know what I'm saying? She felt like when she bent over to pick something up that her belly would be. It's just like if I see this in all the women, and I see these men becoming. We're in an era where men are becoming more confident, but women after they have babies, they're just becoming mom. You're just like your life's over. You're the mom.
Yeah.
And that's not the truth. You can take your wife back to your 20s, and
with men, you know, I think if we take some extra testosterone as we get older, like, you know, I think no matter how you look, you think you're buff, you know. You think you can take on the world, but it's not the same with females, you know. They're much more nitpicky. It's just the hormones they have, it's a little different at how they look at themselves. So, and we're not fat shaming or anything. Like, you can be beautiful.
This is the conversation a lot of people won't have. Yeah, and that's why we had a podcast over it. Listen, guys, I run a sales channel, and every freaking day, all right, I see these men that are working on themselves, and a lot of them say, man, dude, how do I bring my wife along? And I'm like, dude, if your wife takes good care of herself, and she's a great woman, and she wants to change, I'm like, you know, help her by having a conversation with her about something that's available. So I got with my really good friends, and I wanted to introduce them to you. So now they're a resource to you guys. They're amazing. The work they do is incredible. They're the best. And I just want to introduce them to you. So basically, you guys can go down to that link right now. There's going to be a link below. It's going to be in the description box. And you just click on it and basically set up a call. That's all. They'll reach out to you, set up a call with them, and they'll probably ask to send over some pictures, and they can kind of talk to you about what you can do. I don't care what state you live in. People fly in, do these surgeries all the time, and go back home. They've got everything handled, but it all starts with finding somebody, number one, that you can have an open conversation with, somebody you feel comfortable with. This is a surgery thing that I think you got to be comfortable with your surgeon, right?
Definitely, and some people take that for granted.
No, like
until
to me,
afterwards, then they're like, I had a bad experience.
Well, and honestly, like, I like you guys because you're very like-minded in the entrepreneur space. You're open-minded. You're allowed, you know, like, you guys just talk openly and freely. You make it easy for people in uncomfortable things, you know, getting naked, talking, hey, listen, no, show me a picture. What do you want to look like? You know, let's walk through this. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, this is what we do. We got you. We're going to create art, like you just said. So I need to, and women need that person they can talk to freely and openly. You know, I don't want my boobs to look like this. I want them to look like this. This is a picture. Done. I got you. Okay. And then you go through the whole process of everything. I just love it, man. You got to find someone that you can communicate with, feel comfortable with, and have a conversation with. And that's these guys. So if you're watching this right now, super important, okay? Number one, I'm going to put how you can go follow them on. Are you guys uploading content to Instagram yet or not really? You are? Okay. I'm going to put their Instagram channel on here right now. You guys can go over. They haven't really ran their social media for a long time, and now it's there. You guys can go check them out on social media. And you can send them a direct message if you like on their social media platform, or just go down to the link below in the description box, set up a call with them. That's it. Okay. I promise you've met them, and that's why I wanted to introduce them to the world. We've done podcasts before, but I know that, you know, summer's coming up.
That's right.
This is the time.
Even like losing weight, because like especially post-pregnancy, females gain this weight that they can't lose, you know, and it's tough to lose. And, you know, with the GLP-1s or some of the other peptides, we can help them lose weight where, you know, my wife after the first pregnancy, you know, she was on like this downhill slump. And I was like, all right, after the second pregnancy, and she wants to go for a third, but I was like, we got to get you healthy before, and like her confidence has gone through the roof with, you know, and she takes very low dose, and like she doesn't do it like every week. She does it 2-3 weeks, and she's lost the weight she wanted to lose. She's much
That's
more
it.
confident
So it may
in
not
herself.
even be about
We're
surgery.
and she's more confident. She wears the two-piece bathing suits. She feels much better around kids, around me. Just like our life at home's much better. And like, you know, just being more active, and you get to do a lot more things, just getting you to that place, you know, even with, you know, the weight loss or longevity stuff, we can get women feeling more confident in themselves and getting them there. And yeah, sometimes it's not even surgery that you need.
There you
could
go.
just lose the weight.
Yeah. So, and again, I love that we added that piece. So if you're watching this and you're like, man, okay, you know, maybe my wife doesn't want to have surgery, but she wants to, you know, lose that weight. Done. Just set up the call with them. They'll help you guys out. You guys are awesome. As
Thanks for
always.
having us.
Well, number one, I see these guys all the time. I see their work. Crazy. Okay. And so go take care of your girls. Okay. Send this over to your wife. Let her watch it. Okay. And then just set up a call. That's the best thing to do. Just set up a consultation. That's it. Guys, so you'll see their social media channel. You can go check it out. But most importantly, set up a call. They'll walk you through everything. They'll find out what your goals are, and they'll help you. Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.